everyone, it's Jeff Sinker from ScoutGuitarLessonsOnline.com. Welcome to my new lesson. This lesson we are going to be focusing on the player who has been playing these pentatonic scales for some time and now wants to just start to branch out a little bit and just add a little bit more colour to their playing. And I'm going to show you a simple method of how you can start to use the pentatonic shapes that you've learned, your different positions, and start to add what could be an easy way of adding the Dorian note to your pentatonic scale. Now, it involves no extra movement. As you saw from the opening little session that I was doing there, I was playing over a Dorian backing track, which can be downloaded. There'll be a link below. You can download this as a backing track to practice and play over. But everything that I was doing in that, I was just using the standard pentatonic shape. And then I was shifting my shape to bring in the Dorian note. So what I want to do is just give you a quick oversight to this. This isn't a modal lesson teaching you about the different modes. This is just how you can just adapt what you know on your pentatonic scale to include this. So you've just got an extra note to play with and just to start being a little bit more creative. But first of all, let's look at the pentatonic scale. We're going to be looking at A minor pentatonic. So we can start off, we've got our root note, helps if you put the volume on, which root note, which is on that 5th fret on the low E string. Then we've got a flat third, which we are playing on 8. Then we have the 4th, which is 5th fret on the A string. The 5th, which is 7th fret. Then we go and play the flat 7, which is 5 on the D, and back to the root. Continue that forward, you've got our flat third now, which is on 5th fret on the G. The 4th, which is 7 on the G. The 5th, which is 5 on the B. Flat 7, which is 8 on the B. The root again. And of course, we can also add the flat third there on 8th fret. So pentatonic. Of course, we've got all our different positions for playing the pentatonic. So if you're feeling quite comfortable with playing the pentatonic, over the backing track, you could just continue to just play, just use that as something just to play along with. But what we're going to do is we're going to show you how, by using that same shape, you can add the Dorian note. First of all, and the information's on the screen, we're going to look at the Dorian scale itself. Now, A Dorian scale, it's actually derived from the G major scale. And the Dorian scale consists of a root note, the B, which is the 2nd, the flat 3rd, we've got the D on the 4th, we've got the E, then we've got the F sharp, which is your 6th natural, flat 3rd, and the flat 7, and the root. So, Dorian. Now, so the two notes that we've got added into this would be the 2nd, and we've got the Dorian note, which is this 6th natural, this raised 6, which makes it different from the normal minor pentatonic that we've been playing through. And how do we do that without having to change our shape? Well, it's quite simple. What we can do, we'll look at these extra notes that we had, which was that 2nd, and we also had this 6. There was the two new ones. All we've got to do is we take our normal pentatonic A minor and we move it up 2 frets and we play across the B. So we're playing 7, 10, and we play 7, 9, 7, 9 on the D, 7, 9 on the G, and we play 7, 8, 7, 10, and 7, 10. And we're doing that, what it's giving us is them extra notes that are part of the Dorian scale. So by taking that shape, we've got the same notes, as we play through, with the addition of that second and the sixth. So we can play by mixing and matching the two positions, just moving them around. And that is giving us an ability now to take this A minor pentatonic, moving it up, brings the additional notes, which gives us the Dorian scale. So it's a very simple method of how we can combine two shapes that we're comfortable with to play the Dorian mode, just by moving backwards and forwards. And of course, if you're comfortable with all the different positions on A minor, all you have to do is just move each one of them up. So you can move into alternative positions. You're not just stuck here. It doesn't just work here on first position. It works on second position, works on third position, 4 and 5 position. Exactly the same. Just adds these extra 2 notes to allow us to play in Dorian. Very, very simple process. And with the addition of the backing track, you'll be able to hear those sounds coming out, and you'll be able to combine them as you play through. Obviously, it takes a little bit of practice, just getting used to them position shifts and really deciding what works best for yourself when you're playing. It's all about creating. You know, I always liken a guitarist when you're improvising to be a painter that's got so many colours on your palette. And of course, the more colours you have, the more elaborate the painting can be. So you've started off with your pentatonic, which has given you 5 colours. Now we're moving forward 2 frets, you've got access to another 2 colours. So you can create an even better picture. And I have to say, when I do improvise, that's the way I approach it. I'm looking to create something more with what's available in front of me. So now you have an ability of doing this, bringing the Dorian, without having to go through the Dorian scale, the process of losing it. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. This is just purely aimed at a simple way for someone who's starting off to enter into that world of using modes. I know there's some of the purists out there will now be saying things to me, shouldn't be doing this, should be doing that, should be listening to the others. You're right, I'm not going to disagree with any of them comments. But for the beginner, or someone that's starting off that really just wants to try and create something, this is a very simple approach to doing this. So you've got your backing track, put the backing track on, it's moving between an A minor 7 and a D9 chord. So it really does set you up in the Dorian feel. Of course, like I said, you can just sit there and play across A minor pentatonic across it. But the idea is with that backing track, allowing you now to expand these ideas. After a while of playing this, you'll start to understand what notes you can do. So you don't always have to shift here to play. You can use that as a positional run down. So you can move them backwards and forwards like that. It's entirely up to you how you wish to use this method. Last thing I want to talk about is safe tones or chord tones. When we play through these different chord progressions, we've got this A minor 7 going to this D9. As we're playing through, we want to always try and play notes that are comfortable, or as we call them, safe tones. And anything that we do, I've got to remember that this A minor 7, the safe tones on there are going to be the so we've got 5, which is the A, we've got the 5th, which is on 7th fret on the A string, then we've got 7th fret on the D, 5 on the G, 5 on the B, and 5 on the high E, which these tones are the root, the 5th, root again, then we got the flat 3rd, We've got the fifth and the root. We've also got the flat third in that position. But remember, now we are playing 2 frets higher, so we've got to be aware that the safe tones, the chord tones that we play, are now in a different position to what we normally have them when we play the pentatonic. So as we're playing through this B minor, we have got the flat 5, which is still on the 7th fret, but now it's on the 1st finger, as before it was on the 3rd finger. We have got the root, we've got the 5th, which is on the 9th fret on the G string. We've got the root. So really they are our safe tones as we play through in this pentatonic position. Are the 6th natural, and of course the 2nd. The root, the 3rd and the 5th move locations, so we got to be aware of where they are moved to now as we play over this B minor pentatonic. So we have the 5th, which is on 7th fret on the D string. We have the root, 7th fret on the G. We have the major 3rd, remember, because D9 is a major chord with a flat 9, so we've got the 3rd, major 3rd on 7th fret on the B string. Then we have got the flat 5, then we've got the 5, which is on 10th fret, and then we got the root, which is on 10th fret on the E. And they are our safe tones as we play through in this B minor pentatonic while we're playing over the D9 chord. So it is something to be aware of when you're playing, to try and get a structure around them tones. And as long as you're playing them tones, everything is going to sound fine. And then you mix them in with the other tones from the pentatonic shape that you've got there. Going to be adding the 2nd, and you're going to be adding the major 6 in there as well. So it's all going to sound pretty good. After a while of playing with this backing track, which I said you will be able to download, you'll start to really hear the sound coming through, and it will sound kind of different then when you go back to playing normal A minor pentatonic. So the more you play with these tones over that, you'll really start to hear this Dorian sound coming through. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. I hope you've kind of learned something from this, allowing you now to start exploring the sound and the colours of the Dorian mode with just this simple process of just shifting forward 2 frets of the same position that you've been using, or the same shape that you've been using, to add these extra notes. If you did enjoy that, don't forget, please subscribe. I'm always adding new videos all the time, so it's well worth it because you'll get notified whenever there's a new lesson. All the information on a sheet, we can show all these pictures. If you click on the link below, there is an information sheet that you can download, and as I've said previously, there is the backing track that you can download that I put together especially for this lesson. Well, until then, next time that we meet, this is Jeff Sinker from ScoutGuitarLessonsOnline.com. Wishing you well, appreciate your company, and look forward to seeing you all again soon. Until then, goodbye.